Right now I have my own private practice, Mirabito Law Office, which is located in Kingston. While it's a general civil practice, I do primarily domestic litigation, divorce, custody, support, adoptions, paternities, some civil litigation, some estate planning, but primarily domestic litigation. I'm also an assistant DA, and under Jackie Carroll, I was first an assistant DA under Corey Stevens and stayed with Jerry Cohen and Peter Polashevsky. I left for a while and came back under Dave Lupus and have been serving ever since. I'm, like all of us in the DA's office, we kind of all do everything. I have homicides, drugs, drug cases, child abuse, sexual assaults, pretty much everything.
How many years have you been an assistant DA?
I went back in December of 2007, I believe. 2006, I'm sorry.
Prior to that, you were?
And prior to that, I served from about 1990 to, I think, 93.
How many, would you have any idea, the length of your practice is how many years? You've been
22,
practicing?
almost 23.
Do you have any idea how many times you've been in court, before a judge, before a jury, and at what levels of court?
Do you know, Bridget, that's so hard to say. For example, okay, jury trials. If you want to know just like jury trials, I would say dozens. I don't know an exact number.
Is there one that you would remember? Is there one that was more of a high profile than a...
Well, I would say probably the ones that you guys would remember were the homicides. My first homicide was back in the 90s, Commonwealth versus Brian Smith out of Hazleton. Brian beat Ryan Leahy to death, who was an infant who was only 7 months old. And I was involved in that I did the preliminary hearing on that myself in Hazleton, and then Mike Melnick and I prosecuted that one. Last year, or the December before, Sam Sangladoci and I prosecuted Joseph Patrick, the homicide of the man who slashed his girlfriend in his home 69 times, and she was found in there. So you might have remembered those.
Were you successful in those?
Yes, they were both first degrees. They were both first degrees, so they're both...
What I'm trying to do is get a sense of your range of experience.
Sure. So those are, look, admittedly, those are the most exciting cases and the ones that grab the attention of everyone. But I will tell you, there are very few weeks that I'm not in maybe not a courtroom with a judge, but as you're probably aware, we have, in the domestic system, we have masters in custody and we have support conferences, and there are people who are appointed by the court to do, that you kind of do the entry-level litigation. It's still advocacy and it's still in court and it's still arguing. I will tell you that would probably be, over the 22, 23 years, that would probably be thousands. Well, maybe, I would say 1,000. I don't want to be too extreme.